Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another edition of Easy Cooking with Papa D at the train in Fordsburg. You know, we find in Ramadan as well sometimes, and during ordinary days, we need to have a quick meal. We've been having a breakfast all the years with sunny side ups and all sorts of egg dishes. But today I'm going to do one for you that you could have, even for instance, if you get up for breakfast or even if you get up for sahur, that you want to have something in eggs, something different. And what's nice about this dish is that the variations that you can add to this are just endless. So today I'm going to make an egg paratha with some of the veggies, which I'll go through with you now. But you'll notice I'm also using a piece of bologna here, and that's my eggs. I'll be using ghee, and I'm using it with a puff paratha. Now, if you have leftover rotis from the night before, that would work perfectly in this dish as well. So you don't really need to do it on a puff paratha. You could use your regular roti, which has been left over. All you need to do is then do the preparation of the eggs the way I am, and you'll see what a lovely dish it is. It's a meal on its own, and you'll find that it's very quick and easy. And it can be very interesting. I'm using bologna here today, but just think of the variations. You could do it with filleted chicken. You could do it with fish. I particularly would probably do it with a smoked haddock, which you could flake and then add into here because the haddock is already cooked. And with just that hint of green chili to the haddock and the pepper, it just makes an amazing difference to the fish itself. So today I'm going to do you a puff paratha with bologna pieces and then some of the veggies. What I will be using, let me run through what I'll be using firstly. I like tomato in mine because it gives you moisture, but some people obviously are averse to it and you don't need to use the tomato. I'll be using some green peppers. Onions is a must-have, and the green chili for me is a must-have as well. I'll be using some coriander. That will also enhance the color and the texture of the egg. And then I'm using some spring onions. The option of the cheese is also not absolutely a part of the dish, but you could do it with cheese. I will be doing mine with cheese. Some fine white pepper, salt, ghee. I find that the ghee for the eggs as well as the paratha works very well. So while we, let us first start off with the puff paratha. I'm going to just spread on the ghee on here. Very lightly, you don't want to put too much, otherwise it'll become soggy. But I found that the puff paratha works very well with the ghee. It browns very nicely, and it enriches the look and the flavor of the puff paratha. So here we have it. I'm going to be using an electric pan because I like the controlled temperature. Always use your puff paratha frozen. It's a lot easier to handle. I've already preheated my pan. I'm just going to increase the temperature a little bit. So what we need to do here firstly for the egg paratha is to have the paratha ready. And as I said, you could also use the leftover parathas from the night before. And now I'm going to add on some ghee on the other side. Give it a quick flip over. I've increased my temperature. There we go. You can see the sides are already browning, but I need the air to come into the paratha and get it to really puff up. And that's beginning to happen now. Now the option is you could use for a paratha about this size. I would say one egg would be sufficient, but the choice is yours. I'm going to get my egg mixture ready. Right, into my egg, I'll be adding some onion. I'm not going to pre-cook the onion. Just going to dice it up finely. My paratha needs to be flipped over again. There we go. The nice thing about this is you might even compare it to an omelette, but here your starch is already in and you don't need to still toast your bread or anything of the sort. So that's my onion. I just want to whisk up the egg first. Scramble it up nicely. I'm adding in my onion, a little bit of the diced tomato. Now mushrooms in here would also be excellent, but again, as I say, that's your choice. This dish is so versatile, there's just so much you can do with it. I'm going to add my tomato into there. See if my paratha is almost done perfectly. There we are. My paratha is done. I don't want to overcook it beyond this. I'll be using now I'm leaving the one side a little underdone because I will still cook it again after I flip it over. So this is fine. This side's perfectly cooked. I'm going to now leave my paratha aside and get going with the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to slice up the bologna here. As I said, the choice here is just unlimited. You could add whatever you like to this dish. And while I'm getting the rest of it ready, I just want to give the bologna a slight fry. And I will be doing it in ghee, so I'll just add the ghee to it. You could use the bologna raw as well if you like, but I just prefer just giving it a light fry before mixing the egg in. Fine, I've got now my tomato and onion in the mixture. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Pepper. I'm adding a little bit more pepper because I like the pepper in there. And then of course, spring onions, some chopped dhania, and if you like, you could use green peppers, but I actually want green chilies. I'm going to dice them up quite finely. And if you can use the variation that isn't too strong, it'll actually be good for the dish, because then you can really add the chili in without worrying about it being too pungent. There we are. My egg mix is now ready. I think with all the ingredients that have come in, I'm going to add in one more egg. There we are. Our egg mixture is now ready. The bologna is done. I'm keeping this all towards the center. Bismillah. I'm now going to put in some more ghee. Actually a generous helping because I need to fry the egg. The ghee is melted now. A little bit more there. And now I'm going to add my egg. Keep all your ingredients more towards the center. I'm trying to keep it about the size of the paratha. And now, while the egg is still wet, it's not fully done, I'm taking the side that is fully cooked and putting it onto the paratha. I want this to become one meal. So I want the egg to infuse into the paratha. The cooking time is also not very high here, so it's almost ready. I just want to give it a flip over. There we are. That's cooked through nicely. The egg needs a little more cooking. Turn it over again. Now, you could actually stop with the meal as it is now. It's ready to serve. But I'm just going to go a step further and add the cheese to it. The egg should be now fully cooked. I don't want the egg to be soft. There we are. The eggs cooked nicely. And now I'm just going to add on the cheese. You could add as much as you like. And while it is still on the burner, you'll get the cheese melting through. I'm using mozzarella and cheddar cheese mixed. There we go. Our egg paratha is now ready to be served. So there we have it, our egg paratha, and I've used bologna in this serving. But as I say, you can use it in many other ways. Fish would be a nice alternative as well. Or if you just want it with the eggs and the tomato, onion and chili, the variation is all in your hands. And if you have leftover rotis from the night before, you know what to do with it in the morning and have it for breakfast. So until we meet again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.